Can you test a different sharpness? Can you test a different sharpness?
Yeah, this should be set back to default. Hopefully it looks like a little better. I just didn't really like any of the other auto white balance settings. I don't know why I'm running it, because you've seen this 1,000 times. You're probably bored of it, but what the heck. So again, I wonder, because it almost seems like we're going to come up on an NS look mode. I'm just going to turn this a little bit. Again, it's kind of hard to judge. I just wonder if it looks any sharper, more in focus, I should say, coming up like this. And overall, this should be kind of a overall average white balance. Okay, it just seemed to me that I'm doing this, that these containers here looked relatively sharp, and then it almost seemed to get, as I'm seeing things, seemed to get a little bit softer as I did that. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be noticeable at all. Like on the 648 on the side of that or even the CSX. I don't know. So again, this is we're kind of using this for really. I'm sure if I send an email to replay, they've never gotten emails saying, "Hey guys, I'm trying to photograph model trains with your camcorder." Oh, they did have. And again, when I was doing this, I'm kind of looking at the EZDCC. It almost seemed like the lettering on that control panel to the left looked sharp like this. And then when I kind of actually moved to like look at it, it just seemed to me that it got softer. Could be crazy. So just trying to think of other things to look at to compare. Although I notice you can't go too far before you start losing your sight. And I think you're going to have to be in relatively bright light. I don't think we'll be using this for many night trains. Let's see how some of the lettering looks on those containers. I wonder how that BNSF locomotive looks there in the back, because I'm probably just over 2 feet away from it. And all these containers. You can read that Schneider. On this side, now these are all in relatively good light. And this is the European equipment. I don't know if that's CSX Caboose in the back, but I'm going to go slow here. We come by this Voss Logistics and see if if you notice on the edges, it's very sharper than when you're looking right at it. It might be jumpy. I'm doing it by hand here, so. And again, how legible that stuff is there. As I back up a little bit, if it gets any better. Looking at the European fleet here. I'm not sure how legible that text is. If it's any better at all if we do this again. Not that it really matters, because we can't really do that if we're going to sit on a freight car. So again, so there's a control panel. Curious how sharp that GE looks. And here, roughly about 2 feet away maybe, and I can't even tell if I'm aiming right at it. Overall view. Again, I think it's still kind of fun. I mean, the main intent of this is, obviously I'm not trying to duplicate the real world, just maybe run it around, and especially as we get along, get it scenic, see how things look from that perspective, because often as a lot of moderators know, you look at photographs of your layout, you'll notice things that you didn't see when you're just walking around looking at it. So that's probably what the intended use for this will be. And it's kind of fun, and even though it's a little bit soft, it still is kind of neat to get that perspective. And I think sitting on that depressed card does a pretty good job of giving you almost the same perspective. It's a little bit blurry, but that's pretty much the level it is, so you can determine if that's pretty much the engineer's level. Woo! Just for curiosity's sake, what if we do this a little bit? Just a little bit. Back up the wrist moving. Huh? I don't know how that Walrus unit looks and turn by this loaded and then by the wheels of time later there, then it'll be BNSF locomotive. Might not show up on the screen, but well, we'll see. So probably the next big thing I want to do is try it outside, just to see how things look. But overall, hopefully this looks okay with the LED lights now that I don't really like the way the other white balances looked. So again, it does afford you an interesting, of course you get to see a bunch of clamps in that picture, but even if you wanted to pretend that, hey, look at me, I'm a rail fan, here comes the train, woohoo! Or maybe nowadays it should be up here. I'm a rail fan flying my drone, woohoo! Alright. See how this looks.